Good evening, everyone. My name is Dave Giangrave. I'm the social studies teacher for the River Otters. Welcome to Open House 2013. I'd like to walk you through a little bit about myself and my credentials and who I am, and also what the curriculum is like for the 6th grade social studies students here at Two Rivers, as well as the skills we'll focus on and some of the interesting and fun things we'll be doing this year. This is me on my 40th birthday with my kids. Those are my twins, Tyler and Sienna, and my now 1-year-old, Zachary. There's Zach enjoying a cupcake at his first birthday party a couple of weeks ago. And here are all three of them at Storyland in New Hampshire with one of their favorite characters, Curious George. Now about me, some of my interests. I graduated from the University of Connecticut and I am an enormous UConn Husky fan. I have season tickets to men's basketball and football. My wife and I and kids go to many of the games. I'm also a huge Yankees fan. Sorry, Sox fans. And I'm also incredibly interested in politics. Yes, I know it's hard to believe, and government. And I was a political science and journalism major at the University of Connecticut. So who am I and what are my credentials? Well, I've taught at CREC since 1999. I started at the East Hartford Glastonbury Elementary Magnet School, which has since become GEMS in Glastonbury. But in 2002, I left to open Two Rivers. So I've been here since day one, way back in August of 2002. Some of my leadership experience here at Two Rivers, I've been a team leader. I've coordinated both summer and Saturday academies for many years. I'm also in charge of the social studies department and I'm the athletic coordinator. My teaching style, hopefully your kids have come home and said that I like to laugh, I like to tell corny jokes, but more importantly I like learning to be fun and engaging, with the ultimate goal really of all teachers is to develop lifelong learners, kids who have an intellectual curiosity in what it is they're studying. And what it is we study here in 6th grade is modern world cultures, and our goal is to create globally informed citizens. And really our curriculum spans both 6th and 7th grades here, actually throughout CREC. The 6th grade units are Asia, where we focus on China and India and their economic power. The European Union, where we go from division to unification to, who knows, perhaps division again. South America, we focus on abundant resources, not specific to one country, but specific to the Amazon. And in Africa, we do a little compare and contrast with South Africa and Nigeria, their economies, resources, and governments. In terms of skills, writing is a huge focus in the social studies classroom. So whether it be this year the CMT or some kind of smarter balance assessment under the Common Core, we will be preparing our students for that. We use the strategy RATE, which you can see above my smartboard if you're in my classroom right now, which is a great strategy for answering open-ended questions, again, written expression. And this year we're really ramping up our research skills, so you're going to see students practicing things like annotating the text and note-taking, all the way down to how do you write in MLA format and how do you present in front of a group. And throughout all of the units, we focus on what are called essential questions, so those questions that can be applied to really any unit of study. And the big ideas that direct those essential questions are governance or government, interdependence and sustainability, which really addresses the economic issues of places, environment and health, and cultures and societies. You can see those, if you're in my classroom, all written out to the right of the smartboard, much easier to read than this slide. We always get a lot of questions on homework. Unlike some of the other classes, social studies generally does not have homework every night. It's usually 2 to 3 times per week, about 20 to 30 minutes. That work should be meaningful. It should not be simple practice. It should be an extension of what's happening in the classroom. There should be some challenge to it, but it should not be anything that students can't do independently. All assignments should have what I call an above and beyond, or sometimes I call it a 4 to 5. The Two Rivers grading system here is 1 to 5, and students can only earn a 5 if they choose that, accept that optional challenge at the end. A few odds and ends. I love to use technology as much as possible to create 21st century learners who are ready for college and career. And what we're doing right now is an example of that. This is something called flipped learning, where a parent can watch this at home and then they can ask me questions. We're going to be trying to do this a little bit in our classrooms this year with putting together some lectures and putting those online, having students watch them at home, and then come in and apply our learning in the classroom. And I have to mention We Are Two Rivers, my favorite event that we offer here at the school. It'll come around in the spring and there'll be plenty of notification where students will celebrate their heritage and culture, and they'll come in and share both the information and the geography and hopefully some food from their culture. And it is truly an incredible evening. I hope you all can make it. All right, now it's time for the Q&A section. If you're not here, if you're watching this at home, please feel free to email me at dgiangrave@crec.org, or if you're right here in the classroom, raise your hand and let's get started.